years ago this week, one of the top hits in the USA was I Could Not Ask for More, by a star who could not ask for more than a small plane and several weeks to fly across the country. I'll have details and that top hit after this.
Casey's Top 40.
I'm Casey Kasem. Well, we have one debut this week and one song re-entering the survey, and that means we have to say goodbye to a couple of droppers. And rolling in at number 38, here's that debut. It's the first top 40 hit for Edwin McCain. He's a singer-songwriter from South Carolina whose band opened for another South Carolina act earlier this year, Hootie and the Blowfish. This is Edwin McCain with a song called Solitude.
Counting them down with Casey Kasem.
Well, now we're up to Edwin McCain, a newcomer who has a close connection to Hootie and the Blowfish. They come from the same state, they recently went out on tour together, and they even sing together on Edwin McCain's first top 40 hit. First off, they all come from South Carolina, and at one time they all attended the University of South Carolina in Columbia, which is where they met. Edwin says, quote, I first saw them when they were just freshmen playing in a little place in Columbia called Muldoon's. They're possibly the nicest guys on the planet, and they've been a phenomenal help to me and my band, unquote. As both bands paid their dues playing clubs and parties throughout the Southeast, they'd often come to each other's shows. And when Hootie and the Blowfish began hitting big, they invited Edwin McCain and his band to be their opening act on part of their recent summer tour. And their support of Edwin McCain didn't end there. Two members of Hootie and the Blowfish, lead singer Darius Rucker and guitar player Mark Bryant, helped him record his debut album titled Honor Among Thieves. And now one of the tracks they all did together has become Edwin's first top 40 hit. Here's Edwin McCain and Solitude.
Timby was a good friend, yeah, was a brother of mine.
Casey's Top 40.
I'm David Perry, sitting in for Casey Kasem. Now we're up to the first top 40 hit for Edwin McCain, a singer-songwriter who says his life was almost changed by a nightmare his father had 7 years ago, a nightmare that eventually became a dream come true. It all began one morning back in 1988 when Edwin was about to begin classes at the University of South Carolina. He says the sun was just beginning to shine through his bedroom window at home when he was awakened by a loud sound. He awoke to find his father, all out of breath, standing at the foot of the bed. Edwin's father said, quote, I just had the most horrible nightmare. I dreamed that you had long hair and were driving around in a van playing music with a band, unquote. As the teenager wiped sleep from his eyes, his father said, Promise me that you'll never, ever try to play music for a living. Edwin looked at his father and said the first thing that came to his mind. He said he would keep that promise. But it didn't take long for Edwin to break that promise. You see, Edwin loved music. When he got to college, he was much more concerned with playing his music than he was with studying. He got kicked out of school after only one semester. And to make ends meet, he started playing his songs at clubs all over South Carolina. It took some time, but Edwin eventually turned his father's nightmare into a dream come true. Edwin says, quote, I'd never been independent at all before, and now I had my own apartment, money, and a car. I couldn't have been happier. My father? What could he say? Unquote. Today, at the age of 25, Edwin McCain can say he's truly making it. Recently, he toured with one of the hottest groups in the USA, Hootie and the Blowfish, and now he has his first top 40 hit. Survey song number 29 on Casey's Top 40. Here's Edwin McCain and Solitude.
American Top 20.
Well, now we're up to the latest hit for a musician who says he feels like a human radio. All he has to do to write a song is send up his antenna, close his eyes, and concentrate. And it's as if someone were broadcasting songs to him. Singer and songwriter Edwin McCain says it's the strangest thing. He has absolutely no idea how he writes his songs. He doesn't know where they come from. He says sometimes he doesn't even know what they mean. Edwin McCain says it happens every time he sits down to write a song. He gets himself nice and relaxed, maybe turns down the lights or lowers the shades. Then he shuts his eyes and tries to go as blank as he can. He says when he finally gets to the point where he has no thoughts at all, a funny thing happens. He starts hearing music in the distance. The more he concentrates, the clearer the music becomes. He says, I feel like my head is full of transistors, and I'm picking up a broadcast of songs from someplace far away. I don't know where it could be. Maybe it's from the future. I don't know. All I know is my songs come from somewhere outside of me. Well, this week, a song received by the Human Antenna is survey song number 4 on American Top 20. Here's I'll Be by Edwin McCain.
The strands in your eyes, the color them wonderful.
The hits from coast to coast.
I'm Kasem. Falling a notch to number 25 is Edwin McCain. The South Carolina singer is thrilled by his growing popularity. He says, quote, I'm astounded by it. I feel like it's just kind of an affirmation of what we're doing and what we're saying. It turns into one big happy family and it's kind of cool, unquote. Here's Edwin McCain with a song that speaks to his fans, I'll Be.
I'll be your crying shoulder.
We're counting down the biggest hits of the week. On his new hit, I Could Not Ask for More, Edwin McCain took a song written by superstar songwriter Diane Warren and changed it a bit. Edwin says, it was pretty slow at first. When we finished it, I played it for Diane and she was like, this is perfect. I thought that was pretty brave of her to be able to let go of it and let us do what we will. This week, that song holds steady at number 19. Here's I Could Not Ask for More.
Lying here with you, listening to the rain.
Number 23.
Easing down 3 notches is Edwin McCain, who's afraid that people mistake the attitude of his songs for his own attitude. He says, quote, some of my songs are depressing, and I'm not like that personally. I think I need to do an album of funny songs, unquote. Here's Edwin with his latest ballad, I Could Not Ask for More.
And these are the moments I thank God that I'm alive. I could not ask for more.
America's Top Hits.
2 years ago this week, one of the top hits in the USA was the song I Could Not Ask for More by a star who could not ask for more than a small plane and several weeks to fly that plane across the country. For singer and guitar player Edwin McCain, the greatest love in his life is music, but not far behind is his love of restoring and flying antique planes. Edwin loves flying an old plane so much, when he finished his last tour, he decided to do what he calls his usual vagabond thing. He bought a small plane in Portland, Oregon, a plane that had been used by a stunt pilot, a very basic stripped-down prop plane that would go short distances at a hop. And going those short distances, he took the old plane from the West Coast to the East Coast. Edwin says, quote, I stopped at small airports and little towns where I slept in the airplane hangars. I was like Huckleberry Finn going down the Mississippi, except I was Huckleberry Finn with a charge card.
Could not ask for more than this time together. Could not ask for more than this time with you.
America's Top Hits.
This week back in 1998, one of the top hits in the USA was I'll Be. It's a song that's been sung so many times on American Idol, this singer appeared on the show to complain about it. Edwin McCain says he's flattered by the many contestants who opted to sing I'll Be, but he's not happy about how they mangle it, a point he made in person on the show. He also says he's been in karaoke clubs where he's heard some very strange things done to his song, and he's heard it while he's been shopping as well. He says, quote, you know you've arrived when you hear your music in elevators and malls. This week back in 1998, Edwin's best-known song was one of the top hits in the USA. Here's I'll Be. This week back in 1998, that was one of the top hits in the USA. Edwin McCain with I'll Be.
American Top 20.